We all good?
Yep.
Okay. So first of all, before I start, I'd like to read a speech courtesy of Alohomora, who could not be here with us today, but did send a letter. Anything that follows is not my words, it is his. My fellow Razani, I write this letter to you from exile. As you all know, I am being hunted down by our occupiers for my crime against the Bardonian state. I acted only in the name of our eternal fatherland of Razan, and as motivated by the acts of the one who we are here to mourn for today. That brings us on to Dima Nikitin, a hero and comrade to all Razani, who was martyred in an attempt to prevent the crowning of the false king for a false government under a false name. Westreach, what a horrible name for a nation as great as ours. He was a great model to strive to, yet as we gather in this place it shows one flaw, minor in him and in many individuals, but quite fatal when it reaches prevalence within our nation. It led to unwarranted execution by foreign leaders when it became prevalent in Volgograd, and the executions were of an innocent man, as I know in my heart. I know this because, if I am to be killed by the Veloreth Serariel, like another fallen Rizani martyr, let this be my confession. I was the first and second Vandal of the Volgograd Twin Dragon Temple. This stain on our nation and our history of loyalty to an unstable dictator, whose nation only exists due to a strategic loyalty to Bardonia. And let us not forget the disaster and dandy occupation that occurred after the Toss monarchs created a cursed union between Ryzan and the Vendel. I think you mean Beloreth. This brings us onto the House of Tosevich, the house that caused the many civil wars before the Second Tsardom, and, in our attempt to free ourselves of, led to the invasion and war that we still live under today. However, in the end, the dandies chose to instate the only respectable member of the imperialist House Dandelion, Jacob Owl, as Tsar. I say that I oppose any house not by Tosevich, not Leila Irkala, not Azurov's, not Dandelion, with the possible exception of symbolic Asimar rule over Rizan. Now I must talk about the Hands Group, who acts on behalf of Bardonia and whose members I attacked in the center of New Darastarak. This attack scared the Bardonian government to the core, as it shows that as long as some are in Ryzan, none are safe anywhere, not even in their capital city. The pickaxe will never be returned and will become an artifact of the revolution. I have a dark secret to reveal about the attempts to kill me when I was in Karthia after my actions. The leader of the resistance, Mak Kowalski, helped in the attempt to turn me in to the armed Bardonian death squads that came to Karthia and threatened a massacre like the one at Volgograd. I'm not accusing Mak of being a secret collaborator, but I ask him to consider, if he was a secret collaborator, what action would he take, and how would they compare to the actions he took in that situation? And on that note, goodbye, my fellow Razani, and remember, our nation is eternally in our hearts, no matter what is on any map. Vive la Resistance. My speech. My fellow Razani, we are gathered today in memory of Dima Nikitin. Dima was not an exceptional man, but he was a good man. A loving husband, a devoted father, and a loyal patriot. He was not a commando, he had no magic sword or shining armor. He was just a regular person like you and me. Well, maybe not like Hino, who's sitting there in his fucking armor. But he was like me. Dima, despite all this, he saw the injustice of the occupation, of the tyranny, of the usurper, and he chose to stand up. Dima Nikitin gave his life for our freedom. How can we give anything less? And on that note, I think it's time that we laid this year to rest.
Dima Nikitin, 34, leaves behind a wife and 3 children. He was posthumously awarded the Hero of the Republic of Razan, the Republic's highest award for valor above and beyond the norm. This video is dedicated to his heroic memory.